While there is so much buzz and incredible growth projections, it only will make sense to anticipate the depth of the future by digging into a similar past. China. Understanding the growth. China, now the world's second-largest economy, was an impoverished nation till late 70s with more than 30% of its population living in poverty. But around 1978, this picture started to change with major structural transformations. China grew from a vastly impoverished agricultural land back then into an economic superpower today. Over the last 4 decades, China's share of the global economy rose 10 times from approximately 1.8% to 18% and has lifted around 800 million people out of poverty. Laying the foundation. A communist country, under the leadership of Deng Xiaoping, decided to retain its socialist political ideology but allowed flexibility for market economic reforms, calling it socialism with Chinese characteristics. In this first phase around 1978, China started with necessary reforms in agriculture, allowing farmers to own lands and sell the crops in the open market. Soon, for the first time, China started creating diplomatic ties with Deng's first state visit to the US, and opened itself to the outside world, attracting foreign investment and establishing special economic zones to pave the ground for growth. Bolder reforms. By the mid-90s, China pressed ahead with the bolder reforms, embracing capitalism and encouraging private businesses, undergoing large-scale privatization of poorly run state-owned enterprises. With this, it started to quickly become the world's manufacturing hub, with MNCs enjoying the benefits of demographics and cheap labor. With new government policies to encourage light manufacturing, in the form of tax breaks and other incentives, a lot of entrepreneurs started joining the Made in China wave. Growth infrastructure. With these new opportunities, a large population started to migrate towards urban cities. This led to a huge construction boom and cities expanding their boundaries to accommodate a huge influx of people. Key infrastructure like roads, public transit systems, high-speed railways, etc. were built to allow connectivity between different cities and urban areas to foster growth further. Upskilling workforce. China's growth has been anything but linear. With structural reforms in place and urban migration of population, its investment in upskilling of the workforce created a well-educated, upwardly mobile workforce. This helped China to proactively shift its workforce from agriculture to textile industry to electronics manufacturing to technological innovation and beyond, riding the wind and maintaining its global dominance. Dominating supply chain. As China grew to be the manufacturing hub, it ensured the affordability of Chinese products and services in the international market. With increasing demands, China focused on building a robust supply chain network by introducing technological innovations in the logistics sector to keep the shipment cost of products easier and cheaper, reducing the overall operational cost. This, along with huge skilled labor supply, fast-growing domestic market and big consumer base, attracted investors to set up more and more supply chain networks in China. It dominates the supply chain of some of the key sectors like smartphones, semiconductors and chips, energy, batteries, rare earth metals, infrastructure, etc., giving it a huge advantage for continued dominance. New Age innovations. China, like any other developing nation, started as an assembly hub during the early phase. The term Made in China was synonymous to cheap, low-quality products, but it soon moved upstream of the value chain with its technological advancement around in-house production. It continued to progress further with major investments in technology sectors by private players and is currently home to some of the major gigantic technology powerhouses like Tencent, Alibaba, Baidu, and many more. Moving further, China continues to focus on new innovations in future sectors of artificial intelligence, telecommunications with 5G capabilities, etc. In conclusion, with this unprecedented growth, China is seeing a huge influx of capital flows from big investors. This in turn is creating opportunities and wealth creation for both domestic and foreign investors, witnessing a steep rise in people becoming millionaires and billionaires like never before.